Good Wednesday and welcome in Chase and Big Joe, 1025 The Game. He's Big Joe. I'm Chase McCabe, Dr. Crane, Nick Frazier on the ones and twos. Let's head to St. Thomas Sports Park and hear from Titans head coach Brian Callahan.
A name for himself as a good receiver thus far as in his first two games out, and it's got to keep coming. You know, he hasn't arrived yet by any stretch, but having two good outside receivers that both have some speed and have some different things we can use from a skill set perspective is great, and I'm really excited to see the rest of those guys keep coming too.
Confident quarterback. How comfortable do you think he is already? And this really is any rookie quarterback drafted where he's been in terms of being honest about, I didn't like this, I didn't do this, I can't do that, because he obviously wants to present the image that he's capable of doing these things.
Sure, I think he's done a really good job with that. He's not afraid to tell me something he doesn't like, which is really what I'm most concerned about. Most quarterbacks are going to tell you they like a lot of things, and because they generally do, especially if it's just involved with throwing the ball. Of course, he's going to like those things. I'm really the most concerned, though, about things that he really doesn't like. That means more to me because as long as a quarterback's fine with whatever the concept is, they generally can make it work. It's the ones where they're not certain or they don't feel good about it, but maybe they're afraid to say something because they think I like it or it matters to me. It doesn't. If the quarterback doesn't like it, I'm not calling it because they generally tend to not play well in those situations when they don't feel confident with the play. So he's been really good. And that's things we've worked on over the course of training camp. And as you're banking reps on plays, like I need to know, hey, how do you feel about this particular play? You don't like it, or you don't like the throw, or maybe the route's not what you were expecting. We won't do it. And that's the feedback I need from him, more so than what he does like. Because again, most guys like a lot of things, but it's the very specific things that you're not comfortable with that guys sometimes have a harder time of sharing, and he doesn't have that issue at all. He's very honest about what he likes and what he doesn't.
Nard said yesterday that he needs Sweat out there because he's an impact player who can affect what goes on in the back seven behind him and all. How is he doing, and is he ready for a full load this
week? Good. Hopeful to see him get back into the practice mix here this week. Hopeful. We'll see how the week plays out, but yeah, he's an impact player in the run game, certainly. And when he's playing at his best, he's a really nice tandem with Jeff, and he makes our football team better. So would love to have him, especially against this group this week. They've run the ball well for the first 2 weeks and got a really good back and a good offensive line. So having as many good players on the front that we can have that are big and strong and physical is what we're looking for. So we'll see ultimately where that shakes out this week, but I definitely would love to have him back.
Ryan, a bit off topic, but how do you approach half times? Like when you have such a limited amount of time to make adjustments, making sure guys understand what they need to do before heading out for the third quarter. What's kind of your philosophy in that?
You try to get at least maybe the first drive out of the third quarter ready to roll, kind of preview some things. The only thing that we spend the most time on is just going back through any protection issues that we got to put up on the screen. That's really the bulk of the time is, it ends up feeling like 3 minutes. It's probably like 5 or 6. It's not that much time at halftime when it's all said and done. Try to preview kind of the next handful of things that are coming. But, those are all conversations that we have in between series, sort of the entirety of the game. I do think, as I said before, there's a little bit of a overblown nature of like halftime adjustments that gets thrown around. There's just not a lot of time at halftime. And those conversations are ongoing. After every series, we're having conversations about how we're being played, what the counter is to the next play, what was good before we need to come back to, where do we need to continue to head, or what part do we need to get away from. Those conversations are ongoing. They happen the entirety of the game. So the halftime thing is what it is. There's a little bit of time to make maybe have a conversation or two further, but for the most part, it's just a continuation of what we'd already been talking about leading up to it.
Did you say you are able to put stuff up on video for guys to see in that?
Not video. We can bring the surface down. Like, there's the normal sideline tablets, and we plug it into a projector, and we can go through, like, we can annotate on those pictures over the course of the game. So we make notes and do stuff. So we go through during the series, you just flip through them and the notes are on there, but then any like particular pressure looks or something we want to make sure we hit again, you can pull that picture up and talk through it on an overhead, but no video.
I understand what you're saying about the potential for massive adjustments in that time period being overblown, but considering how your second halves have gone, should you not perhaps be looking to expand what you do during that time?
Yeah, we're always looking to try to improve that process and whatever we think we need to do from a communication standpoint, from a presentation standpoint, to the players. Clearly we got to perform better in the second half, and particularly in the fourth quarter. And we look at all that stuff. If we can better maximize our time, better present the information in the moment, those are all things that we look at. And we've done that a couple different ways and looked at some things that maybe can help us. And so, yes, the answer ultimately is yes, we do look at that.
Thanks, everyone.
All right.
All right, thank you.
There you go. There's Brian Callahan, Titans head coach, starting things off. We jumped in there a little bit late. He did say at the beginning on JC Latham, they want to see how practice goes this week with him. If he can't go, it would be Udo or Ojukwu probably going in his place. So we've kind of seen how that's worked out. But anyway, welcome in Chase and Big Joe here on this Wednesday. And, I don't know where to begin with that. I mean, I guess, there were some injury things talked about. Tavondre Sweat hopes to have him in the mix this week. That would obviously be a big deal if he's able to go again. But I feel like it's just kind of the same old until something changes.
It's gotten to the point where it was like during Fisher's last couple of years of press conferences, you couldn't tell which week it was.
Yeah.
It was week 2, week 9, week 4, week 11. And not necessarily a good or bad thing. There's just until you win, it's all going to sound the same.
I feel like
let's win.
It's funny you bring up Jeff Fisher because I feel like we've kind of had that conversation with him where he knew there was a point where
Right. What? What's up, man?
I'm just laughing at what you just did. Anyway, you're on TV.
That's fine.
Yeah. Was there a point with him where you kind of knew?
Oh yeah.
And I think there was a point where he kind of knew.
I think the 2009 season where Fisher just fed Chris Johnson the football to get 2,000 yards.
Yeah.
Because they started 0-6. They knew they weren't going anywhere. The talent wasn't there. Vince sucked. And I think he knew then it was like, all right. And they came back for 2010. And he just knew it was the end.
And Bud was just getting more and more.
And there's a shelf life. It's okay. Yeah. I mean, it happens to every single coach. And so that was it. But with the Callahan part of this, it's just you got to win a game, right? You got to win a game and the opportunity on Sunday. So you got to stop the Colts. They run the ball good. They're playing for Irsay. Somehow Daniel Jones thinks he's Dan Marino. You got to convince him he's back to being Daniel Jones, and you'll do that. But you have an opportunity against a team that you match up pretty well against starting the year out and now go and get the job done.
Yeah, I'm also curious and I liked Paul's follow-up too, but there's this kind of obsession right now with halftime adjustments and what's happening at halftime. And this stems from a few years ago. We read the quote yesterday. Peyton Manning was like, I don't know where that comes from. There's not like these halftime adjustments. You're always kind of adjusting as the game goes along. Yeah. But I thought Paul's question was like, well, your second halves haven't been very good. So do you think maybe you should do a little bit more at halftime? And Callahan's like, oh, we're always adjusting.
What do they get? 20 minutes?
15, I think. Or is it 20? It may be 20.
I don't, but okay. So Callahan's got to do the interview on the field with TV and radio. Time you go to the locker room, go to the bathroom. You got like 5 minutes before you get back out there again. Yeah. So you can go to Cam and say, hey, keep doing this, doing that. Look at that. Yeah, I'm sure you make some sort of adjustments, but this is a overblown story, I think. Everybody's obsessed with this now at halftime. I just think it's an overblown story.
So I'm going to have to ask Derek Mason when he comes next. Like, okay, how do you do it?
Yeah. Oh no, it's a great question. It's just like, can you change the game around at halftime? It's almost like you don't do any in-game adjustments, and it's all at halftime. And I will give Callahan this. It's like we reevaluate every single series that we go on and all that. Now, again, as a head coach, you got a lot of responsibilities going. You still got to pay attention to the game. And I don't think he's at that point yet where he's able to delegate enough to say, hey, do this and do that, where you're still a head coach. But
buddy, I don't think he's at the point yet to do a whole lot of things.
Right. Your record is what your record is.
He is 3-16.
He is. All right. So Derek Mason, 12:15, 12:30. I've labeled it as Chase's big adventure around Nashville.
Yeah. We're going to get into the question. I have to tell a story to set up the question of the day. I don't even think Dr. Crane knows my morning. So we've had a morning. here. And so we will talk about the I-24 500.
Not here.
No,
not
no,
like
not
here,
yeah,
but
yeah, the I-24 500. We'll talk about that in here in a little bit. And
it spurred a great question that we'll
it
reveal
spurred a
later
great
on.
question, and I need to. I think it was somewhat preventable, but we'll discuss.
I think it was a lot preventable. I think you knew. It's like the decision to get gas. I'll get gas in the morning, and not at night.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with that, though. It has nothing.
Maybe just push it a little further.
Right.
But first, we will talk to Coach Derek Mason from MTSU. Big win for the Blue Raiders. We'll talk about that. Coming up next is Chasing Big Joe on this Wednesday, 102.5 The Game. Chasing Big Joe, 1025 The Game on this Wednesday. And man, oh man, how cool of an ending of a game was it on Saturday? Big Joe got to witness it live at Nevada. We say hello to the head coach of the Blue Raiders, Derek Mason, who's on the line with us. Coach, you got yourself a win. Congratulations.
Chase, man, it feels good, boss. The guys went and they played 4 quarters, 60 minutes. It wasn't drawn up like that, but I tell you what, fantastic finish. A win for the Blue Raiders, and now what we get a chance to do is get ready to come back this week for homecoming in our stadium versus Marshall and see if we can go at number 2.
So I got to tell you, like, I couldn't watch it. It was on Mountain West Network, and I didn't get that, and so I'm listening to Chip and Joe and keeping up with it on my phone. And it's like, okay, you guys are in it, and then next thing I know, it's 14-13 at the end of the game. What did you see out of your guys on those last 2 drives that were able to get you guys the victory?
Well, I thought they just stayed in the fight. Obviously had to be resilient, had some adversity happen, early in that ball game, but defensively we kept fighting. Offensively, man, we had opportunities. We got down to the red zone and 3 times, and because of penalties or miscues, came away with no points. So to find ourselves late in that ball game, needing to score 2 touchdowns to win and doing it, that you talk about confidence, you talk about being clutch, you talk about meeting adversity right in the middle of the ring and going toe to toe. That's what those guys did, and I think because of it, they've become a different football team.
So let me along those lines. When we've talked to you, whether it's privately or on the air, I mean, you have said over and over again you believe this is a good football team. Does winning a game like that, being down, is that what helps define a good football team, of finally being able to get over those humps?
It is. I paid a lot of attention to Dan Campbell, in Detroit, and first year, the second year, the third year, the fourth year, and that's he just kept talking about the hardest part of what was going to have to happen was just winning and learning how to win in certain fashions, and no game is one the same. And you see this football team, and it started slow, and it's weekly gotten better. And last week was a culmination of a lot of hard work, guys finding themselves staying in the fight, and with that, finding a way to win. I mean, on the road, coming back, having to score when needed and necessary. That's team building. That's season building. That's an opportunity to push this team forward.
Talking to MTS Show head football coach Derek Mason on the Chasing Big Joe Show. Coach, I know we talk about Nick Vattiato all the time. When you're down 13-0, and I thought the play calling in the fourth quarter was perfect. I thought Nick's execution was perfect. I thought your line blocked well. I mean, everything went perfect for you, but you had to do it twice, and he got down there and did it. Nick Vattiato putting the team on his back like a warrior. I mean, I don't have a question here. I'm just telling you, Coach, he's a badass.
Yeah, I agree with you, Big Joe. When you talk about what you want a quarterback to be, the dude was clutch. You look throughout that game, and I thought he played. I thought he made throws. I thought we had some drops early, but just to see 5 different targets or guys targeted in that last drive, the blocking was superb. The opportunity for guys to make plays were there, and they made plays for their quarterback. But in the end, he had to put it on his back. He found himself with zone coverage, everybody covering receivers, but nobody covering him, and so he made them pay. And I thought that was the difference in this ball game. Nick Vattiato did what needed to be done. He ran when he needed to run. He threw, dimes when he needed to throw dimes, and guys made plays for him. So that was just the maturation of this group, and this group leaning into one another. But Nick Vattiato's the catalyst. He's the point guard.
Oh, absolutely. I remember I had a coach in junior college, a defensive coach, is like, somehow always get to the ball, be around the ball. Juwan Gaston was around the ball, right? And anything can happen, Coach, once you get to the ball. He got 2 interceptions, that really clutch one there in the end zone, and he becomes Conference USA Defensive Player of the Week. That young man's got something, Coach. That was a hell of a job by him on Saturday.
It was. You know what? Juwan's got A1 instincts. Just still learning how to play within the system, right? And sometimes when you talk to players are about making plays, so they watch film to make plays. But when you're just doing your job, sometimes the ball will hit you in the face. He found himself in a couple of situations where he was just doing his job, right? He found himself playing zone coverage, and we were playing match on the other side. He just followed the quarterback's eyes. Quarterback led him right to the party. Sometimes when you're doing your job, ball hits you in the face. He's playing deep safety. A whole safety at that, and the quarterback was a one-look, one-read guy. He stares at it. He gets hit, man, by our blitzing safety, John House, and the ball's hanging. The corner goes up. The receiver fights for the ball, but Jawan, saw the throw, makes great effort to get to the ball, and tips and overthrows. Got to get those. Again, just Johnny on the spot. So, sometimes when you just continue to work at doing the things you're supposed to do, it's not the supernatural. It's just making the routine plays look easy, and that's what he did on Saturday.
Not saying you guys in practice haven't had a pep in the step, but what does a win do for practice leading up to the Marshall game? I got to think everything you've talked about when you tell the guys, look, when you execute well and you do well, we'll have success. Now they felt it. They don't see it. They felt it. Is that a big plus for you heading into the Marshall game?
It is. This idea that, playing your best ball still in front of you. I mean, we haven't done that yet. And there's an opportunity this weekend that bypass all the stuff that's in front of it. This is one of these road stops on the way to the place that we're trying to go where, you get an opportunity to play your best ball. So we need to be able to do that. I think these guys this week, a win does a lot for you when it comes to, the energy of practice. I thought practices have been good, but they've been ramped up a little bit, extra competitive, because I think guys are trying to grab whatever they can in practice to make sure we can start fast, strike early and often, and be consistent through this process, because that's what it's going to take on Saturday, consistency. Not a quarter, but 4 quarters of good football.
We're talking to Derek Mason, MTSU football coach. I'm curious of your thoughts on this. For whatever reason, there's kind of been recently this obsession with halftime adjustments and making all these different changes at halftime. And I know Peyton Manning said a few years ago that the only thing he did at halftime was, maybe look at a couple plays and eat orange slices. And there's not that's kind of a myth. So how do you go about it? Obviously you're adjusting as the game goes on, but at halftime, is there really time to do any kind of, major adjustments within the game?
I think now the game is always constantly adjusting itself. I think with the advent of technology and iPad, usage on the sideline, it makes it more pronounced. I think the halftime adjustments are really big picture. What things have you seen? What things can you attack? What things are sort of hindering you? And you make those points, right? You make those points quickly, but the iPad technology allows you to go back, look at it, sort of make the messaging a little bit more succinct and concrete instead of just, thinking. You now know exactly what you got to do. So I think the technology has driven adjustments to be such a driving force in how teams play in the second half.
Coach, it's homecoming. Got Marshall coming to town, and I always don't like to ask this question when people say, "Well, homecoming, so that's a must-win game." But every game's a must-win game. You want to win every game. Yeah, homecoming's a lot of fun, right? But it's just another game on the schedule that you want to win, and you work your butt off to get that win, regardless if it's homecoming or not. At least those are my thoughts.
Yeah, you know what? I'm happy for the fan base. I'm happy for the alumni. They get a chance to, come back to a place that they love, and they want to enjoy, what homecomings, give folks just in terms of the pomp and circumstance. That's fantastic. For this group, we have to continue to prepare, for what's to come. Marshall's a good football team, and they're 1-2. They got their first win last week. They played 3 quarterbacks, and that's our focus, because we're going to have to defend 3 quarterbacks who have 3 different ways of playing the game. And so for us, we got to keep the main thing the main thing. The week is important. The game is important to us. So we got to continue with the preparation.
I know you obviously look at everything game to game, but with the way this Conference USA schedule works, you're going to go through a stretch where you're going to be playing some weeknight games. And so you got 2 more on Saturdays before you get a little bit of time off. What do you want to see from your team in those 2 games before you hit the bye? Then then you can look at things that you can adjust on for the second half of the season.
We got to direct ourselves, getting better and finding ways to win. We found ways to come back, or we found a way to come back in this ball game. That's one way to win a ball game. We need to find other opportunities and other ways, man, that are a little more, of our liking to try to seal victory. So it starts this weekend with Marshall in homecoming. It's one of these where we need good things to happen for this squad to build the momentum that you need heading into an October that's coming. We need to finish September the way we talked about it, which is playing fast, physical, and winning ball games. So this week provides that opportunity.
Coach, it's the last home game before your birthday next week. So how about we send you out with a good birthday this weekend, huh?
You know what? If me and Nick Badiato, because our birthdays are on the same day, if we can get this one, or when we get this one, it'll be an early present, and we'll keep chopping wood.
I love it, Coach. Well done.
Thank you.
Yeah, Coach.
You guys take care. Let's go Blue.
You too. Thanks, Coach. Coach Derek Mason joining us here on the program as he does every Wednesday at 12:15. And again, the Blue Raiders will take on Marshall. It is homecoming Saturday night down at Floyd Stadium, and you can hear everything on Totally Hits 93.3 starting at, I don't have it in front
5:30.
5:30. Thank you.
5:30. Chip and I, actual pregame at 4:30, but Chip and I will hit the air at 5:30, game at 6. How cool is that? I didn't know him and Vadiato had the same birthday.
Oh, that is cool.
Do you share your birthday? Anybody famous?
I think, well, I should. Unfortunately, Michael Jackson and Farrah Fawcett died on my birthday. But,
oh, man.
Yeah, I feel like there's a couple.
Nancy Cartwright.
Bart Simpson? That's my birthday?
Me.
Oh, you.
If you want to be your birthday. We're born on the 25th.
Yeah.
So we might as well see what it is. You're looking up somebody now. It's got to be one person.
Yeah, hang on. I'm looking.
Dr. Crane, when's your birthday?
Carly Simon is one.
And you're not vain.
Oh, he's dead now, but George Michael.
Same birthday?
Yeah.
So you got 3 really pop culture heroes. Farrah Fawcett, Michael
Ricky
Jackson
Gervais
is on your same day?
Yeah. Angela Kinsey.
Oh, that's Angela from The Office.
Yeah. Jimmy Walker.
Oh, Dynamite.
Yeah. So there's a few.
I have one more.
June Lockhart.
Okay. I have the lead singer of Sawyer Brown. Dr. Crane, when's your birthday?
August the 19th. I share a birthday with now deceased Matthew Perry, John Stamos, Fat Joe, Bill Clinton.
Rude.
Oh, not you. I'm just, the rapper. And Bill Clinton.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I did not have. Okay. All right, good. Nice job. Well done.
Let's see. Here's some. I just pulled up. Here's some. Now you just got me curious.
Yeah.
Benson Boone. Don't people like him? And
Yeah, he was in town. He's like he's not as good as Pat Boone, but I'll take Benson Boone.
Yeah, George Michael. That's probably would have been the most famous one. There's all these TikTok stars that I've never heard of. Like, why are they famous?
Is David James the TikTok star? Is he on there? No.
Yeah,
he's on that one.
Anthony Bourdain.
He passed away.
Yeah,
too.
the late
Birthdays.
Anthony Bourdain.
You're the last remaining guy alive on that.
Sheridan
birthday.
Smith.
I don't know who that is.
I don't know. But there you go. That's what we got.
All right, well done.
It is. Coming up next, I will tell you the adventure of my morning.
Yeah.
That's basically what it was. And we'll take your calls and texts at 615-737-1025. It's our phone and text line, driven by WilsonCountyHonda.com. Chasing Big Joe, presented by the Omni Nashville Hotel, 1025 The Game. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 the game on this Wednesday. We'll get back into the Titans in a few minutes, but I think everybody has been through having a morning. And, look, sometimes maybe it's preventable, but I mean, it was going to be a morning no matter what. When I got in my car and turn it on, and immediately it pops up and says, air low in tire, put air in it. And I'm like, that's weird. It was a little colder this morning, but not that cold. And it said 20 PSI. And I'm like, okay, I've run over something. So that's good. So I'm like, all right, let's go figure this out. And I go to the gas station and put air in it. It's holding air. Everything's good. Fills back up. But I clearly see a screw, a nail or a screw or something. So I'm like, all right, so how do I want to play this? Because I have when I got my car, like I have all the maintenance stuff. And so, I could go get it patched. Now, to my credit, there is a place right by the gas station that I was at that will patch a tire for $20. I was going to go there. They weren't open yet. So
Right.
that was my conundrum that I was in. So I'm like, okay, how are we gonna make this work? So it's holding air, everything's fine. I'm like, all right, we're good. Here's where I definitely made a mistake. I'm going down the interstate. I'm like, this is good. Everything's fine. I'll do it after work. And I should have just been like, no, just go do it now. I don't think I would have made it in hindsight anyway. But so I turn on 440 instead of going to Metro Center. And I'm just kind of cruising along. And all of a sudden, I kind of feel a wiggle. And I'm like, uh-oh. And then I kind of hear it. And I'm like, oh. And then it pops up and it says PSI 0.
Oh.
So I'm like, oh boy. Yep, I screwed that one up. Even though I think it was going to happen anyway. It was kind of damned if you do, damned if you don't. So I pull over on the side of I-24. And
where?
Well, it's 440 to 24. It's the loop, the exit ramp,
right?
Better known as the Daytona International Speedway.
Right.
You people need to, like, I'm part of this too. We all need to slow down because holy crap.
Deaf ears.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Yeah. So I initially stop, like there's not really much of a shoulder.
Right.
And I'm like, yeah, this ain't gonna work. So I pull into the grass. I'm like, I'm just gonna pull off the road and just be.
Now,
in the
is
grass.
your tire wobbling? Is it?
Not too bad. It was literally like, it just went flat.
Okay.
So it
You
wasn't
got lucky.
wobbling. Yeah. Oh yeah. No, I don't think I messed the tire up. I think the tire is savable. So I pull over and everything, and look, I know how to change a tire, but it's gonna take me 3 hours on the side of the interstate.
Right.
Like I know my limits, I know my strengths. Like if this has happened in the driveway, I would have been like, you know what? Hey, I'll work from home. I'll change this. Like no big deal. But I did the roadside assistance. They were great through Nissan and AAA. Came out and like I was concerned for, his name was Anthony, because he's just like hanging out, butt hanging in the middle of the road. And he's just like, I'm like, damn. And he goes, yeah, I'm used to it. I do this all the time. Like, it's fine.
He's like, what we got here?
Yeah, basically.
Big
like,
old red man in and the
no,
chew.
he wasn't that way, but he was super cool and changed it in 5 minutes. So it's like, again, because whenever I tell a story like this, there's always going to be that one guy that's like, how come you can't change your own tire?
I'm not changing it.
And my thing is like, yeah, I can do it. But again, I'd have to do, like, that's like NASCAR team, like,
yeah.
And like, I'd have to be,
When was the last time you changed a tire?
I helped my dad do it probably 15 years ago.
Right? I mean, we could do it, but it's going to take us an hour.
There's a lot of stuff I can do. But
you have roadside assistance.
People can do it better. The texts are coming in.
Where's the worst place? So our question of the day.
This is now the worst place I've broken down.
We'll get it out there. The question of the day is, what's the worst place you've ever been broken down? So that is the worst place you've ever been broken down? On the side, then right there?
Yeah.
Okay.
So here's my best. Zach and Hermitage. I knew there was going to be one of you. $30 tire compressor at Amazon.
That's right. I got one in my car. I
Yeah.
do.
Hey, Zach, when there's a hole in the tire, an air compressor ain't going to do much good, brother.
Right?
There was a hole. The nail came out. There was a hole.
Oh man.
Like,
Stupid nail.
I'm not stupid.
What's another place that you've broken down? Just like, oh God.
So I think this is the second time I've been. I had a flat tire when I was like 19 on 440, right at 21st, and it was like I had literally just passed the exit,
Right.
and then pop, and so I was on 440.
We got to get you off 440. That's
I
the
guess.
problem right there.
I
So that's our
guess.
question. 615-737-1025. Worst place been broken down. Dr. Crane, what about you?
Gallatin.
Gallatin?
Where in Gallatin?
At an apartment complex. I was helping my buddy move in, and he works for the Hendersonville PD out there. And
Shout out to PD in Hendersonville, right?
shout out to the PD. Exactly. My car, it had some electrical problem, and I went to go stop, and my car shut off, and it went into neutral, and I'm in the middle of the road. I pressed the push to start again.
Right.
And it turns back on. I'm like, okay, maybe it was just a little malfunction. I drive up the parking lot, so hopefully I don't roll back down. And I park in the spot, and I get out. I lock the car. My car won't open because the electronic battery's dead.
Oh yeah.
And in the car, I used to have the Jeep. The battery is located underneath the passenger seat, not in the engine bay, underneath the passenger seat.
Yeah. My grandfather's Cadillac.
What the hell?
The battery was in the back seat. It was underneath the back seat, and it had like a terminal under the hood that you could jump off of.
Okay. Okay.
But it was like the weirdest. Yeah.
So were you in traffic or you just in the park?
No, I was getting off. It was like on a side road,
Okay.
and I got into
Excuse me?
Sorry, not like that. No, I was getting into the right lane. And when I got in the right lane, I turned, and thank goodness, I wasn't in any oncoming traffic.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank goodness you weren't to that. Real quick, I broke down 11 Road in front of Party Foul on rush hour coming in the morning, and my car just stopped. It just stopped for some reason. I was in the fast lane, and I put my blinkers on. And I love Nashville, but not one person asked me for help. My favorite
No,
one
they yelled
was,
at you.
my favorite one was, hey, fat ass, get a new car. Because I was out and had the hood up. And I just started laughing. And I ended up writing about this story for the paper because I was shocked how much hatred came at me because I was broken down. And I was like, all right, if I ever see you broken down, I'm not going to yell at you. And people just went off on it. And I get it's rush hour. I understand all that. But the name call, I just started laughing. It just made me laugh what was going on.
Hair Metal Henry on our text line, driven by WilsonCountyHunter.com. 615-737-1025. Poor Chase has the worst luck with flat tires. I sold him a mower with 2 flat tires. That
Did
is
he?
true. He did.
Did you know they were flat?
I knew. Yeah, I think I knew one was flat.
You
But
still have the mower?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it working?
Yeah.
All right. Then screw you, Harold Metal Henry.
yeah, that's fine.
Good.
Everybody's laughing at it. Okay. One of my favorite that turned out not to be a breakdown. I've told this story before. We're going up to the NFL Combine, right, in Indianapolis, and so we take a station vehicle. It's me, Floyd Reese, and Jared, and we're driving up, and Floyd and I are just talking, and we start hearing a really weird noise. We're like up in Kentucky somewhere, and like it's making a really, really weird noise, and it keeps getting louder and louder and louder. And I'm like, what is going on? But the temp's fine, like everything's fine. And finally I just go, man, I need to pull over and check this out. Like, I don't know what's going on. And Floyd's like, yeah, good idea. Stillman's asleep. So we pull over, the hood's up, and we're just kind of like looking at we're looking at it, and we're both doing like the guy thing where it's kind of like you're sitting there and you're looking at it.
Well, you have no clue.
When
Right?
and finally I look at him and he looks at me and I go, do you know anything about cars? He goes, I don't know, Jack, please.
Oh my gosh.
And so I'm like, I think I even called my dad and I was like, here's what it sounded like. And he goes, are you sure it's not the road? It could be the road grounded down. And I'm like, okay, maybe. And because when we pulled off, it stopped making the noise. So it turned out it was just the road, but that was the funniest of like,
Hold on. 3 grown men and the road's making the noise. You think the
well,
car's falling apart?
one was asleep.
Oh, this is great. And it was the
And
road.
he wakes up to see Floyd and I looking under the hood going, what the hell is going on?
Man. The road. And we thought roads in Tennessee were bad.
Yeah. So there you go. Worst place you have broken down, 615-737-1025. We'll roll through some of your answers coming up next. Chasing Big Joe on this Wednesday, 1025 The Game. Chasing, that's I-24, all right. Chasing Big Joe, 1025
No
The
doubt,
Game.
man. Good Lord.
And if you travel it every day, you know I'm right. 615-737-1025. Our question of the day, of course, is presented by Aries Tactical. Your safety, your skill, your Aries Tactical. Check them out at ariestactical.com. We'll have Cam Ward speaking at around 2:25, 2:30. So we'll run that for you.
Yes.
when he gets to the podium. But our question of the day: worst place you have broken down. And we got several answers here on the old text line. Josh says, on my honeymoon, my new wife's car broke down in the middle lane in Destin. Had to get the alternator changed by a sketchy repair guy in a parking lot. Good times.
Oh my God. Oh,
We call that a shade tree mechanic. Wes in Clarksville says, when I was a kid, I was with my dad leaving the Atlanta race. We had a blowout going through Atlanta. Luckily, someone let us over because it was like 6 lanes.
oh,
Yeah, those are the worst. Headed to an Oilers game, broke down in the middle of the 610 loop. Oilers fans yelling at me because I was slowing down everyone, but that wasn't too bad, because besides myself, there was only about 100 Oilers fans at the time. Texas J. 0735. I broke down in Gardner, Montana for 3 days right beside the entrance of Yellowstone and had to sit there and look at the Yellowstone sign for 3 days while I was waiting on my car to get repaired. It's a long time.
oh my gosh.
Robert liked to buy a new car fat ass.
Well, it's true. I mean, it's just people my thing is, don't be rude. I mean, it's not, I didn't want to break down there. You don't want to break down there. It's just, it happens, but my Lord.
Ron from Greenbrier said, stateside, East St. Louis, overseas along Route Tampa in Iraq.
Oh my Lord.
Yeah, could you imagine like that wouldn't be fun.
No, no, not at all.
Appreciate your service.
That's what I'm saying. Thank you.
4070. My transmission went out on the way to Harrah's Metropolis. We broke down in Cadiz, Kentucky. Had to spend the night in the car. AAA showed up the next morning to tow us back to Nashville.
Well, at least you made it back.
Heck. Yeah. Let's see. Rico, worst breakdown. I hit a pothole close to Murfreesboro Road exit during the snowstorm of 2021.
Ugh.
The hole was so deep, my Jeep went nose dive, and instantly I was driving on the rim.
Ouch. I mean,
Yeah.
what do you do then? I mean, there's nothing you could do.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Let's go to the phones. Blake wants to weigh in. Blake, what's up?
Hey, what's going on, Chase? Big Joe.
What's up?
Listen to you guys. First time caller here. So,
Oh, welcome.
All right,
first
now.
opportunity. So, I was coming back from the Orange and White game over there in Knoxville. This is the freshman year of DeJuan Jennings when he was still listed as quarterback, that redshirt freshman year that he had. After we come back, I had undershot the amount of gas that I had in my car, and I didn't make it quite to that Crossville exit on the way back there. I was about a mile and a half out, and I'm not sure if they're Amish or Mennonite people, but they picked me up. It was like an 11-passenger van. They had about 7 children in the back. They were all playing with some balloons. It was kind of creepy, and I thought I maybe made the wrong decision here. I was so broke, I didn't have enough money to get a gas can whenever I got up there. I'd undershot that as well. The gentleman and his wife take me back up there, and next thing you know, I see some country folk on this little dirt road riding this beat-up truck, and this guy yells at me from probably about 200 yards out. He just screams, "Hey, you out of gas?" And I was like, "Yeah." And then he holds up a gas can right in the back of the truck. So I ran down there and put that in my car, and I was able to make it back to Nashville.
You got good people around
Yeah,
you,
you do.
man.
Yeah, right, man. It was awesome. It was truly crazy for a minute. Thought I was getting kidnapped, and then helped me out there. So
Man.
Chase, Big Joe, love you guys. I hope you guys have a good rest of the day.
Thank you, Blake. Appreciate it. Thanks
Oh,
for
that's
listening.
awesome.
Call in any
It's the way it
time.
should be, helping each other out instead of yelling, "Hey, fat ass."
Eric, what's your story?
Hey, Chase and Big Joe.
What's
My best friend is an independent singer-songwriter. Sometimes I'll go on the road with him, and sometimes just him, sometimes him in the band, and so I can be a driver / road manager. And so we went up for 2 nights in Eagle River, Wisconsin, which is 12 and a half hours away. It's like 20 miles from Upper Peninsula, Michigan. So we played 2 nights, drank a lot of Spotty Cow, had cheese curds, rock and roll. On the way back, we stopped in Paducah, Kentucky, to get something to eat. And it was Father's Day. So I called my dad to tell him Happy Father's Day. I said, hey, we're like less than 3 hours from home, good to go. Don't worry about it. We get about 5 miles this side of Jolton, and the drummer who was driving must have hit a pothole and blowout. So after 12 hours of driving, we're 30 minutes from home, blowout. So call up AAA. Well, they only have room for 2 of us, so like the drummer had to call his wife. So she comes and picks up the drummer and the bass player, and then their gear, and they take off, and we sit there and wait 2.5 hours on the side of the road. So it was like 4 o'clock in the morning by the time I got home. I was planning on like being home like just after midnight, something like that.
Oh, who fixed the car? You?
No, they AAA came and put it on the flatbed and towed it to his took us along with the car back to his house. And then he had to like take it to the tire shop the next day or figure that out.
Oh my God. Well, at least you made it home eventually.
Yeah.
Well done.
That was a good one.
Thank you, Eric.
Thanks, Eric. Appreciate it. Thank you. We have one.
Chase, you've spurred this into
well, we have one guy on Twitter that is probably a fake account, but doesn't care for it.
How many followers you got? 4?
Probably.
Okay.
1. Even better.
He's got one guy. You're worried about one guy who's doing. Yeah. We pay attention to that. Thanks. I mean, they're coming in left and right, so it's good. I mean, so yeah, your misery is spurred off of some things. We've all, whether you're rich or poor, you've always been broken down somewhere. I told you I was going to Sanford one time, and my muffler fell off in Coleman, Alabama. My muffler on my car. So all the way from Coleman to Birmingham, Alabama, I sounded like Ricky Rudd. I mean, it was so loud. And I pulled into campus, and it was so loud. And a guy said, "What's wrong? Did you lose your muffler?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I lost it on the interstate." And it was that to me, that was one of the most embarrassing things.
615-737-1025. Coming up next, we'll get back into the Titans here on this Wednesday. Chase and Big Joe, 1025 The Game. Hour number 2, Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game on this Wednesday. Having some fun today, laughing, talking about breakdowns, other people breaking down because we're talking about breakdowns.
Yeah, it's embarrassing.
It is embarrassing, but you know what?
If you're wasting
Learn to
time
love
on
it
that.
because it's the best thing going today.
That's right.
Woo!
Yes. Keep the responses coming. We'll talk throughout the show about worst place you've been broken down. Speaking of broken down,
let's talk about the Titans.
Right.
He spoke to Brian Callahan spoke today. We heard a little bit of it, but a couple of few things that he said. J.C. Latham, who missed last game with a hip injury, they're going to monitor him during the week. And he said Oli Udo and John Ojukwu could be potential replacements if JC can't go. Said Devondre Sweat was hopefully going to ramp up in practice this week, and they're hopeful to have him back. So that could be, be a good thing for sure.
Probably not.
He would thank you. He was asked about how well the 2-0 Colts have been playing offensively. He says, quote, I don't think they've punted, and they've been really, really good moving the ball. I'd say that's a good, good way to put it.
Do all that.
Jonathan Taylor is a really good back.
Is the have they not beat the Colts at home in a long time, or am I missing this? They never beat Andrew Luck here. That was from 12 to 18. And I don't remember if they beat the Colts here at home because the Colts had some sort of put the Titans in a trance here in Nashville for a long time. I didn't know they lost in 2006, though, when Baronis hit a 60-yard field goal.
I was there. I was with my dad.
Booted that bad boy.
It was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
September 26th of 2021, Titans won 25-16 at Nissan Stadium. It's the last time they beat the Colts here.
So before that had been a long time because they didn't do it during Andrew Luck.
Who would have been the Colts quarterback then? 21.
Matt Ryan?
Maybe.
Was Matt Ryan in 20?
Was it Matt Ryan or
Phillip Rivers?
Rivers, yeah.
I know Rivers did COVID.
It was 20.
Yeah. So maybe it was Matt Ryan.
Both are wrong. Carson Wentz.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
And that short stint with them.
Terrible.
I forgot about that.
I mean, how is he still around the league? He is terrible.
He's starting Sunday.
For the
Vikings.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, that's right.
Who are they playing and put money on the other team? Are they in Europe right now? They head overseas, the Vikings? Because they played the Bengals, the backup quarterback game, Browning versus Carson Wentz.
Yeah, right.
Ugh.
Yep. No, Europe's not for a few more weeks.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, but so I don't know. Look, I heard, okay, I want to get your thoughts on this because I was listening to your favorite show, Robbie and Rex Road.
Love that show.
This morning.
God.
And Robbie, I guess, is of this belief that he thinks that if they're going to win a game, it would be this one. And I get why he's trying to think that way. I think that was me last week of trying to talk myself into it.
Okay.
But I've now learned my lesson. Like, this team's not winning anything. Not right now.
No, they're not.
If they do, great, but they got to prove it to me.
Well, before the season started, we picked this down as a win for the Titans.
Yeah.
That was before we realized that Daniel Jones thinks he's Dan Marino, and they are totally playing for the memory of Jim Irsay. I mean, they are. They beat the Broncos. That was a good game. They punished the Dolphins in week 1. So they got to come here and get it done. If they win that game on Sunday, they're 3-0. Titans are 0-3. My goodness. But, yeah, this is a game the Titans probably should win or at least be competitive with. So who knows? I don't think the Titans have any confidence right now in anything. And in order to get confidence, you got to start making good plays. Then you win games. You got great confidence. We saw that with Middle Tennessee State last weekend. Make plays, win games. It goes forward for you. But I just don't know, man. I really don't know right now.
I mean, it's hard to really know until they actually do something. But here's the other thing. From week 1 to week 2, what have you seen that got better? Besides Cam, because I do think there were some improvements with Cam from week 1 to week 2.
Give me a second. Give me a second. Io Manor's getting a little bit better.
Io Manor, I think, took a step forward. I think
Skoronski's badass.
Yeah, I think DK maybe getting a little bit better. I mean, hell of a returner. I mean, he had a touchdown that got called back.
I think the defense is terrible. They can't cover anybody. Snead sucks. I don't
know if I see.
There's nothing there.
Yeah.
If I have to search for
the D line missed Sweat, but the D line was still decent.
Okay. I don't know. I mean, it's really a tough question because if I have to search for it, it's not there.
So that's my point. That's the point I'm trying to make of, if it's not getting better, and I agree, don't do it after 2 weeks. And even if they go 0-3, I don't know if I'd fire him yet, but it's kind of like you're going to ask yourself at some point, all right, I've given this a month.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing's changing.
Yeah.
So then I think it happens.
Well, we'll see. I mean, it's a very winnable game, but
right now
again, it's the Titans.
Right now, unless something changes, he doesn't make it to Vrabel. I don't think.
Gosh, I don't know.
Because the other thing too that we've addressed it a little bit, but I've heard other shows kind of talk about this more. You've brought up he needs to give up play calling. Like everybody has said, like, well, he sucks at calling plays. Give up play calling. If that's going to be the case, then just fire him. Because that's why you hired him. You hired him to be the head coach, to call the plays, because that's the new NFL, and he clearly can't do that. So if you're going to say, Brian, you got to give up play calling, then just fire
him. He's not going to give play calling. He's already said that. He's not going to give it up.
Right.
But, I mean, he's not going to step down and say, I'm going to be just a play caller and promote. He's just not good.
And you to his credit, if you're dead man walking, which I think at this point he has to know that, you go all in. You keep doing it the way you want to do it, because nothing, you're not changing because you don't think you have to change, and you just go and you do it your way. And if something turns around, then good on you for betting on yourself. And if it doesn't, then you went down swinging.
7829 says, Snead did not suck. Big Joe, you just be yapping. Good Lord. Gave up 2 touchdowns, targeted 10 times. I think he gave up 7 catches. Yeah, he got beat twice in the end zone. So 7829, you must be somehow related to Snead. And that's cool. You're defending your boy. I like that. But he still sucks. And then you could ride that train with him because he's not very good. It's not. You're a shutdown corner. You didn't do the job on Sunday. They kept coming after you. Why? Because they know Devontae Adams is going to beat you every single time. And they did. And you gave it up. Sorry. It's the way it happened.
I don't know. A lot of people liked how he played.
I gave it up. They kept going at him.
So
because they knew it would work. So if you're happy giving up 2 touchdowns, hey, man, that's all good for you. I wouldn't be. And you'll be a shutdown corner? Nope, not happening. Thanks again, Rand.
I mean, at least he's on the field. At least he was on the field. That's kind of the point. Well, because he wasn't all last year. So, I mean.
Well, if you're not any good, I don't want you on the field.
See, I'm not with you.
You read his stats yesterday and you're like, yeah, you're right. I'm like, yeah, they target him. Go back and read his stats again.
No, I just closed it. But I mean, yeah, look, I get it. The stats don't blow you away, but
make plays. He made no plays. He had a couple of tackles down the field. Yay. Your job is to stop.
3 passes defended on the season is what he's got to this point.
Ooh, all right.
And those were Sunday.
So don't tell me how great he's playing when he's not.
I never said great.
I didn't say you. This guy is.
Yeah. Okay.
God, I'm doing a Rex road, aren't I?
You are. You're triggered.
I'm getting upset by one dude who's Snead's cousin. Sorry about that.
Or the person that doesn't like birthdays. Could be that. 615-737-1025. Chasing Big Joe on this Wednesday, 1025 The Game.
Hey guys, Big Joe here. Did you know that September is Suicide Prevention Month? But for us on this show, it's every single day. Unfortunately, we've all been affected by a friend or loved one who has suffered from depression and is no longer with us. So the last 2 years, we've been on a mission on this show. We tell you that if you are struggling, please talk to someone. Talking to someone saved my life. And if you're in that dark place, I want you to know that help is just around the corner. We have partnered with Unity Psychiatric Care, just a wonderful place right here in Middle Tennessee for you to get well, and it works. Here's all you got to do. Just go to GameNashville.com, click on the Chase and Big Joe show. You'll see a drop down, and there's a link to Unity Psychiatric Care. So many have reached out to us in these last 2 years. Now we have a partner that cares about you. And listen, you don't have to go through it alone. If you go to the website, it's confidential and secure. I just need you to go there and get the information you need to get it going on. Or you can call 1-888-508-8002. That's 1-888-508-8002. Listen, we tell you all the time how much we love you and that our world is a better place because you are here. Again, just go to GameNashville.com, click on the Chase and Big Joe show tab, and you'll see Unity Psychiatric Care and all the information you need right there. Listen, help is just around the corner, and I need you here. And listen, you do not have to go through any of this alone. That's why we are the People's Show, Chasing Big Joe on 102.5 The Game. You ask, you will receive. And that is a little breakdown by Tom Petty. Hey, you can subscribe to the podcast. Just search for Chasing Big Joe. You can watch us on YouTube and Twitter as well. And just at 102.5 The Game. So look forward to that. Or you can listen on the radio as well. So some of these responses to where you guys have been broken down, worst places, keep them coming. 615-737-1025 coming off Chase breaking down on the interstate today.
Well, a flat tire.
He still broke down.
Yeah.
These are all great. I mean, these are just because we've all been there at some point and everything. So keep them coming. These are funny. Thank you guys.
yesterday we were going to get into this, and I think we brought it up a little bit, but you are of the belief if you get to a point where they're 0-5 or 1-4 or whatever, like I mean, pretty much all but confirming what we already know, and that is they suck and they're not going to go anywhere.
Right.
That you would start trading off assets.
I would. Baseball teams do it all the time.
Hockey teams do it. I mean, you see it basketball,
Right.
other sports. You see it some in football. But the big one that you brought up is Jeffrey Simmons and going ahead and moving on from that contract. I don't think they will, but I'm starting, and I mean, like, look, I think he's been really good the first 2 games. I know he had the penalty in Denver, but other than that, like, he has been a game wrecker. Like, he has been what you want him to be. The problem is the rest of the team is not good.
Okay.
So I would set the price very, very high.
Hell yeah.
For him.
First rounder.
And then some.
Yeah.
And if you get it, then I think, yeah, you got to consider it. But, he's bought in. He wants to be here. I think he wants to see this turnaround. But the thing is, with the way, and I know age is but a number, he is in his prime. So
yes.
I certainly understand that. And I think this team is a few years off.
All right. So he's been in the league 7
around.
years. How many years do you think he'll take to turn the Titans around? I'm being honest.
I would say
3.
2 if you're lucky. 3 is more realistic.
Now he's 10 years in the league. And now you hit that 10-year thing. It's like, all right, 10 years in the league. Trade him now.
Now, look.
And that's being 3 years is being very conservative and nice. It might take 4.
Well,
he ain't around that time.
You and I both know this. Really, if we're just being honest, you got 2 years.
All right. Well,
and we know, and we know why.
If you're 0-4, 1-5, trade him. It's okay. Trade him and get assets.
Get
draft capital. Hold on, and get draft capital and build and build and build. If your team is going to go 3-14 with Jeffrey Simmons, it's going to probably go 3-14 without him. So trade. It's okay if you trade him. You get things back, but don't give it up for a 6th rounder and then a 5th rounder in 2028.
I'm with you.
Something now, and it's okay again. People, well, I can't believe. Good. Jeffrey, take care of yourself. We wish you well. All right, give us your 1st rounder and keep. The only way you're going to turn this team around is by drafting good players. And the more draft choices you got, the better it is. This last draft in 25 for this football team, pretty damn good so far. Not bad. It's not bad. And you got a few of the pieces that you've gotten there. It's not bad. So now you keep building. Get rid of the really bad players on the team, and then get the assets you can do from others, and then you're building. Pretty simple.
Yeah, because I mean, like, they just signed. They just who they just signed to a contract, Hooker, to a contract extension.
I like
which
him.
was good, which was the right
around the ball,
right move to do. But I hear what you're saying, and I don't necessarily disagree with it. But again, I think you have to set the price to a point where, like, you got to be okay parting with him, but you're not going to change. You're not gonna get off that price. Like, you're going to keep that
What's the
price
lowest
really
you go?
high. Right now, for me, I'm not doing anything. I'm getting a 1st, which I don't think that's truly what his value is, but that's what I'm taking.
You think Buffalo would take him?
I think Buffalo's probably in that group.
Damn right they are.
That would consider it.
Yep. Rams. I know they got a good front 7.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's going to be Kansas City might, like, the contenders, and you can always use help up front.
Yeah,
defensively,
all that.
He can be a game wrecker.
Now, I'd prefer trading him to the NFC just because he's over there now. But Washington would like him.
But going back to what you said about 3 years, they have 2. Because when that stadium opens, she wants to be good. And I totally get that. And in today's NFL, if you have the right coach and the right guy picking the players as the GM or whatever, you can turn it around sooner rather than later. But a lot of things got to go right. I think we all agree right now they don't have the right coach. I think they have the right GM.
Right.
I don't know what Brinker is in all this, but if he's letting Borgonzi pick the players and all that stuff, so far in a small sample size, I like what I see.
Yes, I'm with you on that. And
But
that's
if
a
you
good
bring
point.
in,
I forgot what it was.
if they brought in, I
Damn.
I don't even know if Gruden would fit this, but like an established
Oh.
coach that could come in and turn this thing around quickly. Which again, I don't know if Mike McCarthy's not really that.
Right. Well, the biggest turnaround one year to win a Super Bowl was the 98-99 Rams. 98 Rams were 3-13. 99, they turned it around and won the Super Bowl. Colts did it 98-99. They had Peyton Manning. They were terrible in 98 and 99. They won the conference and got beat.
And they got Dungy, right?
Dungy came in 02. They saw Jim Mora. So I mean, it's rare that you turn around a team that fast, but it can happen. But you got to, they drafted really good. You got to keep drafting good. Then you sign a free agency to plug in here and there. Unlike, I think Rand Carthon thought, well, I go out and I'll sign these free agents and that'll overtake what the draft does. It's like, no, that's not going to happen. But again, this draft was really good. And Skoronski is turned out to be really good despite people hating him. He's playing really, really well, right? And if Latham could come back and get back to that hip injury and start playing well, it's good. Then find a left tackle somewhere because Dan Moore sucks. And then you're going to have some hit and miss, but there's more hits than misses right now. You turn this around. But you're going to go bad anyway, whether they got Jeff Simmons or not. Use them for the value. Again, baseball and Chase said hockey teams do it all the time, and you go out and you get value for that. I've been watching the Cowboy. I watched the first 3 episodes of the Cowboys documentary. When they trade Herschel Walker, I'd be like, oh, he's the best running back. How dare you do that? And watching Jerry Jones talk about that and Jimmy Johnson, how they put it all together, fascinating. Because nobody thought they could do it. Fascinating. And they cut the 5 players they got from the Vikings and gobbled up draft choices, and they drafted some amazing.
Which nobody will ever make a trade like that again.
Never. But Jeffrey Simmons, you're asking for one guy. Give me your first rounder back. And if it's the Bills and you're taking a pick at 28th, who cares? You got a first round pick you got right there. Plus, you get rid of the payroll. It's $19 million gone. And it's good. Everybody's happy and all that. Everybody's happy. And you shake his hand and say, thank you for your service. Let's move on. That's simple.
2174 on our text line said they should trade Simmons to Dallas. I would be interested to call Jerry Jones and say, hey, Jerry, what you got? What you thinking?
Maybe. Yeah.
But I feel like on certain players, Jerry finds you. And Jerry will be like, Steven, that Jeffrey Simmons, I want him.
Like who Detroit? I mean, get him out. I get the AFC. I just don't want to see him again. I have to go at him again. But put him in the NFC somewhere. I mean, Detroit could use him. If the Packers want to go all in for 1 year, we'll go all in on 1 year. You imagine them adding Simmons in there and Micah Parsons, the team they've already got?
Yeah.
Holy hell. I mean, that would be something else. But look, sometimes you got to pay the price and to do that and get your football team up there. I don't know. I just it's a way for the Titans
got
to
a
do
price for the $1 million man.
I think so. Yeah.
I will say, and this could just be Vrabel nauseum and it's just annoying at this point. I think New England would be a great fit for Jeffrey Simmons, primarily because, I mean, Mike Vrabel has final say on everything up there. He runs that whole entire organization.
By the way, that's a really good point.
Trade him after the game, not before.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. 2 weeks after, because they take on the Falcons. They have a pretty easy schedule.
When's the trade deadline's week 7?
Week 9.
Week 9. Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, then
have you looked at a certain former Titans stats in 2 games with New England?
Yeah, he's doing really well.
Harold Landry
doing really well.
8 tackles, 3.5 sacks in 2 games.
I think he's got more sacks than the Titans do.
He does. That one was tricky because it was a bad contract, but at the same time, like
it was market value.
He wasn't all that bad last year.
He was getting market value. I thought Lewan's contract was awful. That was market value. So I thought Lewan gave up after that.
He had last year 71 total tackles, which was pretty much on par for him, 9 sacks. The year before, which was when he came back from the knee injury, 70 total tackles, 10.5 sacks. And then 21, when he got the contract, 75 total tackles, 12 sacks. So, I mean, he's been all.
Did he have a knee injury in that part of that, too?
Well, that's what I'm saying. 22 is when he tore the ACL
Yeah.
in this whole year. And 23 was coming back, and then 24. So I don't know. And then I knew, like, as soon as they cut him, I'm like, well, he's going to Vrabel.
Oh yeah.
He's going back to that. So just kind of an interesting one to watch.
So when it happens, you can say, God, Chase and Big Joe had it again. Guys are the best. I mean, they're embarrassing, but they had it. I mean, they knew what they were talking about.
615-737-1025. You can continue to weigh in on our phone and text line. It's Chase and Big Joe presented by the Omni Nashville Hotel here on this Wednesday. And DVD with Willie Donick, Derek Mason, and Adam Vingan, in case you didn't know. They're going to be broadcasting from 3 to 6 at Jimmy Kelly Steakhouse this Friday as they celebrate the opening of their all-new rooftop dining area and bar. It's also a great place to go before the big Vanderbilt game this Saturday night against Georgia State. Chase and Big Joe, 102.5 The Game. I was waiting for it to kick in. Great song. Chasing Big Joe, 1025 The Game on this Wednesday. We will get back into the Titans, but I do want to read this text real quick. 0598. Why in the world would you trade definite pieces or starters from some projects? Did we not learn anything from A.J. Brown or Henry? You didn't trade Henry. He left. He didn't want to be here anymore. I can't take another Burks or Spears experiment. Both have set our wide receiver and running back room back for years. The goal is to find elite players and build around them. Why would you get rid of an elite player in their prime? I get draft picks, but we haven't had much luck there. We are showing signs that we have one good draft class. The last several have been subpar at best. You make that trade, and appreciate you listening. You make that trade because you're not a good football team right now, and you're not going to be a good football team next year either.
Well, here's my response to it.
Why waste a guy in his prime?
But what if they draft the right guys? Imagine it's better than you possibly thought it could be. What if they do draft the right? I know the history, right? But it was Rand and then a John Robinson's thing. It wasn't very good. I get that. But what if they do draft the right? What if they trade Simmons and they get these extra picks and everything and they draft the right guys? It can happen. Believe it or not, teams actually do draft the right players. It happens. I know it's crazy. I know, what are you talking about? But it does. And what if they do draft the right players? You build the team through the draft. That's the only way you can do this. And what if it's better than you possibly imagine? Let's think about it that way. Yeah, we got to see it, how it plays out. But I'm all about that way than watching what's happening right now. It's got to be a lot better. And I think it can be a lot better. I think Berganti knows what he's doing. And we saw it with this draft. Yeah, it was a good draft next year. Make it just as good and on and on and on. You build the team. I got no problem with saying goodbye to Jeff Simmons.
We'll continue to talk about that here in just a little bit on the Chasing Big Joe show. But you have a little bit of a college football topic.
Well, it's not that. It's kind of a quandary I'm in right now. And I think let's go back to Arch Manning for a second. I looked at this. Arch is not good. If you want to tell me he's not good, watch the game versus Texas El Paso on Saturday. He's not good. And it's okay if you're not good. But I'm telling you, a lot of analysts are afraid to criticize him because of his uncles. I'm telling you right now. I see it all the time, especially they're afraid to criticize and make Peyton mad. And that's like, this is what? It's the way it is. And then tell me when you got that ready about. So Paul Feinbaum, I'm proud of Paul. Paul stuck his big neck out there at the end of the beginning of the season about Heisman Trophy winner. He's the greatest. Now Paul Feinbaum is out.
Are you still Paul in on him after yesterday's win, albeit an underwhelming? He's throwing in the white flag.
Waving the flag.
He's throwing in the towel, waving the flag.
Listen. I mean, I'm not bright, but I'm not the stupidest person on the face of the earth. I'm out. Okay, count me out. I gave it a shot. It blew up. I like Arch. He's going to be a great player someday, maybe some year, but not this year. It's over. Come on. You can't look at 3 weeks and find a way for the front row in New York. So nice knowing you, Arch. See you soon.
And so we get it's all drama and theater at the beginning of the season. We all laughed about that. But SEC Media Days, Chase, we were there and we asked all these people, Cole Kubelik, McElroy, and they're like, I don't understand it. The small sample size we got was okay. I don't understand it. And it was like, well, his uncles are, Peyton and Eli. He's just not good. He's just not good right now.
Right.
And people are afraid to call him out.
I think that you have to respect the pedigree and all that where, the family's in because they're all pretty good athletes. I say that to say that I don't think he's ready now. I'm not saying he won't be. I think if he stays another year, which he needs to at this point, and they continue to work with him there at Texas, then he probably can be, good. But I mean, the other thing is like, and it's partly when I say our, I mean the media, like all of us fault fans. Just because his last name's Manning doesn't mean he's going to immediately be Archie, Peyton, or Eli.
All y'all thought he was.
Right. Like everybody, everybody
Oh my God.
anointed him.
But-
And so
but hit me-
that's done him a disservice.
Right. Well, what hit me was Spurrier's comment, and I laughed it off.
Yeah.
But the comment was like, if he's so damn good, why didn't he beat out a 7th round draft choice last year at Texas and Quinn Ewers? And then you go back and they tweeted out, look, the Ohio State game, I give Arch a pass on that. All right. No pun intended.
Yeah.
Because that's a tough environment. And you saw the breakdown, Matt Patricia, how he attacked Arch. I'm not sure Peyton could have figured that out. But now I saw it with the other team. I mean, this game versus UTEP, he was very, very underwhelming. And so, but others aren't stepping up and say, look, it's just not good right now. And I think they're afraid because of the uncles. I really do.
Do you think when you watch Arch, does he look scared? I think he looks very timid.
He looks like he's taking all the pressure in.
Yeah.
And like, oh my God, if I make a bad throw here, what happens? He doesn't look relaxed.
Right.
And it's about to get a lot more tougher for him in the SEC with that schedule. But if you can't throw dimes against UTEP, nothing against UTEP, but you're Texas and you play bad like that, yeah, man, there's not good.
I don't think it's funny. Like I like what you put on Twitter on X. Is Arch Manning a bust? I don't think he's a bust. I think he's Arch Davis. I think he's Arch Thompson. I think he's Arch Miller. He's Arch
Frazier.
He's Arch Dubin.
Hey, man, what's your mouth?
He's not Arch Manning yet.
I'm no bust.
And
Easy.
that's the problem.
Yeah.
Like that it's just like because his last name, like Marshall's going to go through it too. Peyton's son Marshall, who is, I believe in Chattanooga.
Yeah.
At one of the boarding schools. He's an 8th grader. I mean, we're going to hear all this same stuff about him and I think Peyton's going to make it worse because Peyton's going to be like,
what's he going to do?
Man,
I'm down at Baylor down there in Chattanooga. I got me a house up in Ottawa. It's just down the street from Chattanooga. Maybe Marshall. He's no Marshall Mathers, but maybe one day he'll be Marshall Manning.
But I mean, look, the same stuff's going to happen with him. It's going to be worse because he's Peyton's son.
Right.
It's like, here we go. He's the next one.
You know, who I always felt sorry for, and Ricky, I know you're listening. Pete Rose Jr.
Yeah.
How do you live up to that?
You don't.
I mean, he had a little cup of coffee here for the Sounds back in the 2000s or something, but it's just tough. And to be in the family like that, I mean, Arch didn't ask for this, but you're born into it and it happens.
You know who is the most relaxed and laid back person now that he's retired and not having to do it anymore?
The kid? Griffey Jr.?
No. Well, I was going to say somebody else.
Oh.
Dale Earnhardt Jr.
Yeah.
And he's talked about it. Like he has talked about the amount of just pressure that is on him that you put on yourself, that other people put on you.
Yeah.
And he had it even worse because he's starting his career. His dad's still there. Like he's in that shadow. Then his dad dies. And all of a sudden everybody's like, well, hey, look, you got to take on his legacy.
Yeah.
Like his fans are your fans.
Let me ask you, is it different? Who's the oldest? Kerry Earnhardt?
Yes.
All right. Is it different that Dale Jr. is Dale Jr. and not Bill Earnhardt? I mean, you got the name.
Yeah.
You're the junior.
I would say yes, but also he was good. I mean, you knew he was going
Dale Jr.
You knew that he could, because Dale Sr. made him do it the way he did it. Like it's like, just because I'm Dale Earnhardt, now I'm going to help you, but you got to go buy your car and you got to work and all that stuff. He made him work for it. Now, once he earned that, then all of a sudden he got to, be Dale Earnhardt's son.
Yeah.
And have some of that. But so I'm not saying that, he didn't have that kind of help, but I think he was a good race car driver. Now he wasn't his dad.
Right. Like Tom Brady's kids, the boys.
Yeah, right.
I mean, how do you live up to that? I mean, and people are going to ask you to, and I just don't, it's going to be tough. And that
Look,
goes back to Arch and Marshall Manning and all. I'm telling you, man, that is a legacy, and that's something I wouldn't wish upon anybody to try to live up to that.
there are 2 young men in the NFL right now. One, I think, is on a practice squad, and one is on a team that are dealing with this, and some of it's their own fault, and some of it's their dad's fault, but it's kind of the same deal, and they will never, ever, 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 ever live up to their father's legacy. And that is Shador and Shiloh Sanders. Deion Sanders is one of the greatest NFL players of all time in any era. They can't touch that. I don't care what happens.
I think
they'll never touch that.
Shador could do better because he's not playing the same position. Think about the
Potentially,
people
but he
about.
won't. But he's
Dale Senior, Dale Jr., both race car drivers.
Yeah.
Marshall Manning, quarterback. Arch, quarterback because of his uncles. But Shador's, I mean, I get it.
Yeah, right.
But it might help him a little bit because you're not playing that position.
But not everybody's going to think the way you're thinking. A vast majority of people are just going to see the last name and go, "Oh, he's got to be as good as his dad."
What about Bronny James?
Same thing.
Yeah,
Bronny James. I mean, like I remember, and Jeff Fisher has talked about this, but when they signed Jarrett Payton,
he wasn't good.
and he wasn't. He wasn't an NFL player. But you hear that's Walter Payton's son. He's got to be a great running back.
Right.
It's unfair.
That's a good point.
And like here, going back to Dale Jr. for a second. Dale Jr. is a Hall of Fame race car driver. He won 2 Xfinity championships, 2 Daytona 500s. He's got the resume. I think he had close to 30 wins in the Cup Series. The resume that they have put, the criteria they have put forth says he is a Hall of Famer. But he was nowhere near as good as his dad. And he finally accepted that.
Mm-hmm.
He started the second half of his career when he met Amy and he went to Hendrick, and he finally got out of that shadow a little bit and he just started having fun again. He enjoyed life and enjoyed being a race car driver and was just Dale Jr.
Yeah.
But it took a long time for him to get to that point. And it's hard. It's a completely unfair thing, but it is what it is.
I feel like we're leaving somebody out.
Probably are.
That's trying to get out there and do that.
We'll continue this. 615-737-1025 is our phone and text line, driven by WilsonCountyHyundai.com. Here on this Wednesday, Chasing Big Joe, presented by the Omni, 1025 The Game. Chasing Big Joe, 1025 The Game here on this Wednesday. Really cool event coming up tomorrow night at the Pinnacle downtown. It is Trinetics Rock the Cradle. Tim McGraw is going to be the headliner. You and I are going to be there. I think we're just attending. They're not asking us to do anything, but
Not yet.
we're just going to be there. And we say hello to Stacy Eaton Carter, who is on the line with us. She is the Director of Operations and Donor Relations at Ascension St. Thomas Foundation. Stacy, how you doing?
Doing great. How are y'all?
We are fantastic. We're really excited about tomorrow's event, but why don't you tell us a little bit more about why we're all getting together to do this?
Sure. Let me give you just a quick snapshot of the history. So the event started in 2010. Connie Bradley, music industry vet, and Troy Tomlinson came together, and they wanted to create an event that would bring the healthcare industry and the music industry together around a great cause. And so they created Rock the Cradle. The event helps support moms and babies who are served by the Ascension St. Thomas Midtown Hospital. And it does really, really great things to support those folks who, are having a hard time after they've delivered their babies.
Well, and having somebody like Tim McGraw can't hurt because we know what kind of a philanthropist he is and what he likes to do to help the community. And this is going to be awesome with him tomorrow.
Yeah, it's going to be a great event. We're really excited. I haven't seen the lineup for what he's going to perform, but I know it's going to be fantastic.
Stacy, were you on Channel 2 today earlier?
I was.
See, yeah, good. You guys did a great job. I watched that, so I learned more about what you guys are doing. And I would say the NICU and what you guys do and the doctors and nurses who save lives every single day. This is such a worthy cause, Stacy, that tomorrow night will be great. And the fact it's bringing awareness to what you guys do is even better.
Yeah. Many people don't know this, but 1 out of 10 babies end up spending time in a NICU facility. And, that's a real drain on families.
Mm-hmm.
It costs about $20,000 a day just to care for a baby in the NICU.
Oh, and I've seen that. And now, when my son was born, thank God he was healthy. But like 3 a.m, I'm looking at him in the nursery, and I see all the doctors and nurses come running by because the baby was born way early.
Yeah.
And just the passion and everything they give to make sure that baby survives. I mean, it takes your breath away. So this is a great cause. And it's the fact that people are now getting aware of this and what they do. I think it's even better.
Yeah, we're excited about it.
Yeah, and you should be. Tell us what you guys want to accomplish tomorrow night.
So what we're hoping to accomplish is to expand our NICU and the care that we're providing in that NICU. So you and I know more people are moving to Nashville every day. Last stat I saw was like 66 people a day are moving to Nashville. So more people coming into town, more need for healthcare, for moms, but also for those babies who spend more time in our NICU.
Yeah, and you talk about the moms and being able to care for them, because I think everybody focuses on the babies, and I get it, they should, absolutely. But, the mom's gone through a lot as well. The families need your support at the same time.
Absolutely. Often it's so hard after baby's born and they have to spend time in the NICU. Families have to go back to work. And, the babies can often be in there for months at a time. So it's a real drain on families, and we're trying to provide some support for that. We, through this event, we're going to be able to create what we call rooming in spaces so that moms and dads can spend more time in the hospital with baby and not be immediately discharged.
So we're talking to Stacy Eaton Carter, Director of Operations and Donor Relations at Ascension St. Thomas Foundation. Stacy, I know this is your job, but why are you so passionate about this?
What's not to be passionate about? Moms and babies and, caring for our community. There's nothing better.
Yeah. And where else can people, if they need information, how do they go about finding you guys and what's out there?
Sure. They can go to rockthecradlenashville.org. At that website, you can buy some tickets, and I'm going to let you in on a little information. If you are a nursing student or if you're an Ascension St. Thomas caregiver, send us a DM through our social media pages, through Instagram or Facebook. It's St. Thomas, Ascension St. Thomas. Go there and DM us, and we'll send you a promo code for a discount.
Oh, very cool.
Nice.
Again, rockthecradlenashville.org. It is tomorrow night at the Pinnacle at Nashville Yards, the brand new Pinnacle. Stacy, thanks so much for doing this. We're excited about it and happy to help out.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Absolutely. That is rockthecradlenashville.org. Stacy Eaton Carter, the Director of Operations and Donor Relations at Ascension St. Thomas Foundation, joining us, and looking forward to it tomorrow with Tim McGraw.
It'll be a lot of fun. I've not been to the venue, but
I haven't
now that I
either.
know it's for a good cause, even better.
Absolutely. I want to get back into the Arch Manning discussion because a lot of you wanted to weigh in on, the sons and, the kids, having all that pressure that they've had to deal with. We'll do that coming up next in hour number 2, hour number 3. And also Cam Ward will address the media towards the bottom of the hour. We'll have that as well. Chase and Big Joe, 102.5 The Game. Hour number 3, Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game here on this Wednesday. Hope you're having a wonderful day so far, as we are. Continuing the discussion, and by the way, Cam Ward's supposed to address the media shortly, so we will bring that to you as the 0-2 Titans, who we've talked about, obviously not going great right now, but we will hear from the quarterback here in a few minutes.
What do you mean? Yeah, I get it. Yeah, it's get all that. But this is good cover. We're talking about kids living up to the dad's legacy, and
it all stems from
Arch Manning.
Yeah.
And dealing with the family's name, and Arch is not very good. But one name, and thank you guys on the text line. You guys are wonderful all the time. 615-737-1025. But one came through, and it was Tiger Woods' son.
Yeah.
Who's also taking up golf.
And look, I will be the first to admit, like, watching him in some of those pro-ams that he's played, like, his swing looks just like Tiger's did back when he was younger, and the mannerisms, and it's like, I can't wait to see what he can do. But again, that's unfair to him. That we're putting that kind of pressure on him.
But I'm not. I didn't do jack for him. I mean, he's the one. That's your dad,
right?
I mean, it's your dad. I mean, that's the one people are going to invariably compare you to and all that. You got to chart your course. It's going to happen indirectly. It's just not like we seek it out. That's going to happen. That's why I brought up Pete Rose Jr. earlier. I mean, how do you live to that? Any junior, right? Dale Jr., Pete Rose Jr., King Griffey Jr., the name is synonymous with success. And man, that's, it's a lot.
I do want to pass along Dan Orlovsky from ESPN is going to be joining DVD today at 3:20. So looking forward to having Dan on the show, Dan Orlovsky of ESPN. Let's go to the phones. Bob wants to weigh in on our conversation. Bob, what's up?
Hey, guys, y'all talking about families and trying to live up to your parents.
Yep.
What about Marvin Harrison Jr.?
Yeah, that's a good one.
But I think that's a good point, Bob. Don't go anywhere, Bob. I think, Bob, damn it. I think that I think that's okay, because I think Marvin Harrison Jr. is now with Arizona, right? Is that where he is?
Yeah.
And he's doing well. So that's not bad. And his dad was really, really good. I think some cases it works out okay. I think that's working out okay, because his dad's kind of out of the spotlight.
Yeah.
Not hanging around. And then so I think Marvin Harrison Jr. is a hell of a receiver.
He is. He's good. But I think you have people that go, yeah, but he's not to the level his dad was. And here's the other thing. Let's not forget a slight detail. Marvin Harrison Sr., Hall of Fame receiver, great receiver.
Yeah.
He also had Peyton Manning throwing him the ball, and Marvin Jr. has Kyler Murray.
Yeah, I got Kyler Murray throwing the ball to him. I said if Kyler Murray was any bit of 5 foot tall, he'd be just a good quarterback, but he's just 4'7", doesn't get the job done. I think
put him right in your pocket.
Just put him in your pocket, take him to the next first down, make somebody pick up Kyler Murray and put him in your pocket. I think that, but that's good. I mean, he's making his way. I don't mind that one. I really don't.
Yeah, no, that's a good one. 2518, you could say Ric Flair and his daughter Charlotte. His son had a drug overdose in Japan because of the pressure to be as good as his dad. Reed Flair did have a lot of issues, and I think some of that was obviously related to
don't hate me,
your Ric Flair son.
I just wrestling doesn't compare in this.
It's different.
Yeah,
it's different.
It's great. It's still showman and all that.
It's different.
It's just not to that level of
Charlotte. I mean, I think Charlotte has very much lived up to.
You might weigh on this. Doesn't Dennis Rodman's daughter, isn't she like one of the best women's soccer players in the world?
Yeah, Trinity Rodman. She plays somewhere in the U.S. now. She was playing overseas, but yeah, she's really good. I don't think she has any affiliation with her father anymore.
Yeah, something like that. But I mean, it's different. It's good for her maybe that it's a completely different sport. And I think she's really, really, really good and all that. So yeah.
I remember having a conversation with Derek one time about, does DJ play football? Does he want to play football? And Derek was very, very quick to say, like, if he wants to, I support him. If he doesn't want to, I support him. Like, he doesn't have to play because I did.
Yep.
And I've met a lot of, in this career, we've met a lot of people that played at a high level at whatever sport, but they're the same way. Like, just because I did it doesn't, they can go do their own thing.
Well, I think sometimes it has to do with like Bruce Matthews' son Jake is like he's in like his 13th year in the NFL. Is a great lineman.
He's probably a Hall of Famer.
Great lineman for the Falcons. Great lineman. But I think sometimes the position.
Isn't his brother with the Eagles?
He was a long time
is.
ago. Is he?
I think there's still a Matthews with the. I could be wrong.
Oh, I think
go
he
ahead.
was cut. But anyway, but again, some don't seek the spotlight, different position. You could do that, and it's okay. But some of those individual things, like the Sanders, like Shiloh, same position, sometimes it doesn't work in your favor to go that way. But the ones we talked about, the big ones, Pete Rose Jr., Dale Earnhardt Jr., and those guys, I mean, it's something to live up to. I mean, when your father is elite in that sport, like I always feel bad, like if you're a Marino's kid or Elway's kid, the great quarterbacks in the league. Thank goodness Joe Namath only had a daughter, not a son. The pressure of doing that all right there. But it all comes back to the Arch Manning thing, how our conversation started, that some folks are afraid to criticize Arch Manning because of who his uncles are.
Yeah.
And maybe that, I can't do that because Peyton will get mad at me. Arch is just not good. And that's okay to accept that. Maybe he gets better, but right now he's average.
Was Clay Matthews Jr. on the Bears?
Is that the one that played for the Packers for a long time?
No, Clay the third played for the Packers.
Clay Matthews was with the Browns, I think, his entire career, like 19 years with the Browns.
Well, there's senior and then there's junior. That's, I think, Bruce's brother.
Yes.
Did he play for the Bears? Because there's a picture. It looks like he's in a Bears uniform.
Did his dad play? Did their dad play for him?
Clay Senior played for the 49ers. Clay Jr. played for the. Okay, you're right. It's a Falcons uniform. He played for the Browns and the Falcons.
Okay,
that's what it was.
Yeah. So those
apologize.
Those are things you gotta. Man, my dad was Archie Manning. Man, I'm not gonna go to Ole Miss. I'm gonna force my way up in Knoxville. You know what I'm saying?
Do we think Marshall goes to UT?
Of course he does. If he's smart, no,
I wouldn't.
That's why
I'd stay away from Ole Miss. I'd stay away from Tennessee, and I'd stay away from Texas.
Right. Peyton going to Tennessee was brilliant.
Go to Boise State.
Plus, right. So when Peyton went to Knoxville, there was no quarterback.
Yeah.
You had Jerry Colquitt coming to his 5th year, but there really wasn't an established quarterback there. And Peyton got lucky. I mean, he was good at Tennessee, and he got with the right offense. And David Cutcliffe, everything worked out well. But you didn't have to go to Ole Miss and live up to your dad's name.
Kevin in Florida. I'm detecting that Big Joe doesn't like Peyton Manning very much.
Oh, man. Let me tell you something, Big Joe. One time, I had to do an event with him about 3 years ago. The guy was really good. And I was like, man, I said, maybe after this we'll go and have some beers. And he said, sure. And I said, nope. And I left. It's kind of how it worked out.
Yep.
Oh, I love Peyton. I think he's great. Love him. A lot of fun.
I can tell. Kirk Herbstreit.
Now, Herbstreit and I have a beef. He doesn't. I've told it before. I'm not going to tell it again.
Here's the thing, I really want to have him on the show.
Okay,
because he does like one interview with his station every 8 years or something like
sure.
that. And we're due, so I would love to have him on. But like, I need to know that it's not.
I wouldn't
bring
become
a thing.
Because that's private between Kirk and I.
Okay,
so I wouldn't. Bring
if he brings it up, I don't care. But,
sure, I have no problem. And one day on the podcast, I'll tell the story. But I've told it before. I'm not going to tell it again. But Pat McAfee has me blocked on Twitter, which makes me laugh because I think he's very soft. Talks a big game, but he's soft.
Yeah, there's some of that.
Yep, big time.
Anyway, Cam Ward will. I don't know where to go from that, but
sorry, man.
Cam Ward. Coming up next, more of Big Joe's bleep list. We'll tell you some of that. It's Jason Big Joe, 102.5 The Game. Oh. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game. We've had a great show so far, and I'm sure it'll be repeated later on. You can check that out on the internet. Cam Ward coming up in a few minutes. We're monitoring, so whenever he walks up to the podium, we will let you know.
Love it. Thank you for playing this. We saw him a month ago at Ascend, Christopher Cross, when he sang this song. It was a spiritual experience.
Chasing Big Joe.
Hey, who's that? Where's that? I got other voices in my head.
Usually it's you doing
99% of the time it's me doing that. So
Yeah.
anyway, thank you for that. Yacht Rock, man. Way to go.
That was good. That was good stuff.
What do you want to hear from Cam?
That's a really good question. I kind of want to know what it's been like going into that first week compared to now going into week 3. Like,
Okay.
how much has that slowed down for him? You know, does it feel the same? Is it now becoming more routine? Like, what's kind of the thought process he's going through as a quarterback?
I hope he gets asked about the Hunter comment.
Yeah.
Like, are you giving up the easy pass to strike the kill?
To find the big play.
To find the big bear down the field, the big kill. I mean, and I don't mind that. Look, Brett Favre did that.
Sure.
Brett Favre did that.
I don't mind it either, but I'm going to use my favorite analogy.
I'm hungry.
Singles win ball games too.
That's right.
Now, if the pitcher puts it right down the middle, then hell yeah, you swing for the fences, and if you miss it, you miss it. But like if they throw you, what's the old saying? Like if he hang it, I bang it, or something like that. I mean that.
Good Lord, this is a family show.
Not like that, damn it.
How in the world? Where is your mom listening?
No, she's teaching.
I hope
Dr.
not.
Crane just left. Like he just left.
I
the
don't
room.
blame him. This
You know
is
what I'm trying to say.
unacceptable. I think, and I forgot. I had actually a good point. I forgot I was going. What were we talking about?
I was trying to make a baseball analogy.
Derek Mason earlier talked about the Nevada game, which we saw. Nevada was giving them singles up and down the field.
Yeah.
And MTSU hit singles up and down the field, and they scored on them. Got the ball back again. Nevada runs the same zone coverage. Nick Vadiato starts tossing singles, and you score again. So I'm with you. It could happen. But, man, sometimes you take that, you feel it, and you got it. The old Holmgren, don't do it again. Well, nice pass. You know, don't do it again. Great pass.
But you do it again. But I do think he does need to learn the big play isn't always there.
Right.
You can't always hit a home run. Sometimes you're going to hit a single or a double or a triple. But that's okay.
Mhm.
That's good. Like, you know, if you're looking and you're trying to find Ridley wide open, he's not going to catch it anyway. But if you try and find him wide open and he's not, and Chig or Pollard or whatever is right here and going to get you, 2 or 3 yards, then take it.
Yeah.
It's positive.
Do you know, and I'm looking now, I'm thinking about Mariota and all the quarterbacks have been through here. You know, it's the 20th season when Vince Young was drafted, the
That's
06
crazy.
season. And that's 20 years. I see you laughing over there, so I'm getting comments are coming in
Yeah,
over
they
your, over your potty mouth.
I walked back in the studio because I thought,
You had to, I mean, you're not a quitter. Yeah, you're not a quitter. You had to come back in and do that because you had a job to do. I'm sorry, Dr.
it's an
Crane.
obligation.
I'm sorry, Dr. Crane. I mean, it is a family show. We understand that.
Is
for
it
the most
though?
parts. Most part.
I mean,
Sometimes a little bit embarrassing.
a little bit.
Catalina wine mixer.
That's right. Don't you ever forget.
Yeah.
Makes people come together.
There's so many things I want to say, but I'm just biting
don't-
my tongue. My
don't
tongue's
do it.
bleeding right now.
Don't
But
do it.
it's okay.
So yeah, I mean, I think I'm really excited what we see out of Cam, despite drop passes, Dan Moore playing the role of a Walmart greeter. I think all those are great. With Cam, I mean, he's going through the fire right now, man. Again, not to go back to the Cowboys documentary, but I found it fascinating. I've never heard Aikman talk about the 1989 season.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, oh, we are so good. We got Michael Irvin. We got Aikman. We got Herschel Walker. And then Aikman says it was the worst year of my life because he got beat. But he said, I learned so much from that one year that made me the quarterback to who I was. I was like, yes.
Kevin says, please send potty mouth Chase home.
Yeah, right.
I'll send myself home. The thing about that was so interesting to me was like, because I was young, I don't remember Tom Landry. I just know stories and everything. But they made him seem so old. It wasn't he like 65
Something
or
like
60?
that, yeah.
Like
he was out there. But they had 3 straight losing seasons.
Yeah, right. I mean, like I can.
You know what part I laughed about? And I'm telling you, I had a bad image of Michael Irvin before, but watching this,
I actually have a better,
right.
And wait until you get to like his stuff.
And he said that he was at Miami with Jimmy Johnson, gives this roaring speech before the game and go out and do this. And he says, we got to the Cowboys and Landry's like, hey, go out and play well today and let's get a win. And he's like, that's it.
Yeah.
I'm not getting cussed at. I'm not getting yelled at. That's it. And then, he said he had a list of players that he gave to Jimmy Johnson. He's like, these guys need to go. They don't want to win. I was like, yeah, I like it, man. It's all about winning, and that's it.
Let the mind control the body.
Right?
Not the body control the mind.
So good,
That's
man.
one of my favorite Jimmy Johnson
And
quotes.
I'm not a Cowboys fan. I just like the behind-the-scenes access they got. It was great, man.
I'm telling you, when you finish this might be your favorite football documentary. Because this is the stuff that you love.
Yeah, and I'm my value of Jerry Jones in all this is great. He's human.
He is, but he's still.
I get it, but he's still human in this. And that's really like, all right, I didn't know this and know that, but I mean, it's just so well done.
He loves the Cowboys.
He does.
He loves the Cowboys. Is Cam up yet? Let's go ahead and we'll step away and then see if Cam comes to the podium. We'll air that for you coming up next. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game. Chase and Big Joe, 102.5 The Game. On this Wednesday, we'll have Cam Ward addressing the media here in a few minutes. What do you want to hear him say?
About the mentality of going for it, of why is that in his nature to get the big play, to want the big play.
Yeah.
And how ask if they feel like he's now the voice of this team. I mean, I just want to see. I think he is. I think he's shown in 2 games. I think.
Well, they're putting the old voice in the.
They are right
on Sunday.
I think Cam is of the mold, and this is why I like him. I think he hates losing.
Yeah.
I think he really hates losing, and losing is contagious. And if people buy into losing, it's not good. And he hates losing, and I like that for a quarterback. And, you had a good question about, are you seeing things differently now? What's happening? They're attacking you from different ways. You're used to that. And just keeping his spirit up, man. First 2 games, his stats aren't great, but he's still hanging in there.
Teron Davenport has put his post-practice stuff out, followed by a bunch of videos, so hang on. Practice update for Wednesday. No sign of L'Jarius Sneed back, his back, not the knee. J.C. Latham, Tavondre Sweat, Bryce Oliver, Kevin Zeitler, Sweat and Tajay Spears worked on the side field. So there you go. That's really the update from TD so far.
Yeah, I'm nothing. I mean, it's a Wednesday, right? I mean, so it's
kind of the ramp up day.
Yeah, see what's happening. I mean, what's going on, if you know what I'm saying. But yeah, I'd like to hear just maybe Cam will show up on time, and like his head coach, who didn't earlier.
Doesn't look like and then earlier the head coach went early.
I'll be there when I get there. Okay.
What time do you want to start, Coach? I don't know.
Yeah, whatever time you got, man. We'll do all that. As we do a holding pattern, I want to bring this up to you real quick, Chase. I've held this on for a while, which has made me laugh. And it is the strangest team each SEC team has ever played. The strangest team each SEC team has played, and that it's counted. In 1890, Vanderbilt football played the Vanderbilt graduating class. In 1890. They counted.
That is strange.
In 1906, the Oklahoma football team played the town of Sulphur, Oklahoma, and it counted in a game. Some more. 1904, Texas A&M played the Texas School for the Deaf. Texas did it in 1903. Tennessee in 1905 played the Tennessee School for the Deaf. Alabama in 1917.
Hang on. All right. I'm going to ask this in a sensitive way.
Right.
How does that work?
That's a great question.
Because, I know because Jeff Fisher told us a story about bringing in a deaf team for practice one day. And, they can't hear whistles and everything is on what they can see and signs and stuff like that. So, I get it if you got the same, disorder as who you're playing, but I'm curious of that. And if you tell me,
isn't there a school in DC, Gallaudet? I think it's a school for the deaf, and they play football too. And maybe it's something.
And that's great. That's great. But I mean, playing against a regular Tennessee or whatever,
it's kind of unfair. But I'm telling you, Oklahoma played the town of Sulphur, Oklahoma. Could you imagine?
Hey, Jerry, you're going to be quarterback. Hey, Daryl, can you play linebacker?
I mean, what if Vanderbilt wanted to take on Rayon City?
They couldn't stop you and Mike Orton.
They couldn't. That's just funny. South Carolina played the Augusta.
Now, which Gaines brother?
All of them.
Okay. I mean, what side are they on?
Oh, that's a good question. Well, only 2 played at Vandy, Chris and Brad. So they have to make a decision.
They got to pick a side.
South Carolina played the Augusta YMCA. Ole Miss played Havana University in 1921. Alabama played the 2nd Ambulance Company of Ohio.
What?
In 1917. And then here's a game that Joe Rexroad could have competed in. Florida, 1912, played the Vedado Tennis Club of Cuba. They could have won that. These
You
are all
have scores
games.
of any of these?
No, but it says the strangest team each SEC school has played. Just made me laugh.
Oh man,
We're
That
still waiting.
We're on a bit of a four-corner stall.
Also, the most unique. This is our boys over at Six Pack Coverage in Brentwood. We love the boys at Six Pack Coverage. Listen every day. Thank you guys, Andrew. We love you, man. Appreciate you listening. The most unique course offered at every SEC school. Vanderbilt, they have a class on country music. South Carolina, history of the devil. Oklahoma, American gangster. Auburn
I would like that.
has a class called Introduction to the Pistol.
Okay.
A&M has a class called Texas Barbecue.
Nice.
Arkansas, History of Football. These are
Okay.
actual classes. Georgia, Waffle House Geography. Isn't there something with Waffle House and the Weather Channel? Like when a Waffle House closes, like they never close.
Yeah.
And there's just some tie-in with the Weather Channel that if a Waffle House closes, the weather's like really, really, really bad. That's what I told. All right. Alabama has a class called Drugs, Booze, and the Mexican Society.
Okay.
Mississippi State, Dr. Crane, you could have taken this had you gone to Mississippi State. Music of the Beatles. How
Nice.
boring is
I took
that?
that in high school, actually.
Did you?
I did. Mr. Purrier.
I would like that.
At Ryan, you had that?
I did. Yeah, for a
Nice.
whole semester.
Mr. Purry?
Purrier.
Purrier.
Matt Purrier. Great teacher.
All right, Missouri, for all you nerds, they have a class, Harry Potter, Magic, and Religion.
I thought you were going to say Star Trek, in which I was going to re-enroll and go to Missouri. I was totally down for that. I'm disappointed you haven't named a certain class yet, but keep going.
Tennessee has UT Appalachian Strings. Must be music. I'd take
Okay.
that. That sounds not bad. LSU Vampires in Film and TV. That's the ones that stand out.
I'm just really disappointed that there is not an underwater basket weaving. Because that, for those of you that haven't heard that before, like it's an old joke. My dad used it all the time of football players got to take, BS classes, underwater basket weaving being one of them.
That's right.
Or basket weaving.
Michael Madison says they use Waffle House closings to measure how bad natural disasters are. Oh, Michael, thank you.
Yeah.
They use
I mean,
Waffle House
that is
closings to measure how bad natural disasters are.
That is probably a good thing.
Right? Oh, you guys are good.
Cam, you need to hurry up. We got celebrity birthdays coming. We need to get into that.
Fun fact, Gallaudet University School for the Deaf started what we know was the huddle in 1894. They did this to keep specifically other deaf teams from knowing their plays before the snap because they have to use sign language. Thank you,
Okay,
Justin
now
Strickland.
that makes total sense.
Justin, thank you for that. That's pretty cool.
So a deaf team created the huddle.
We learn. I'm telling you, man, the Chase and Big Joe show, although it's embarrassing and it is on YouTube, some
And we're
days
talentless losers.
we're talented losers. Some days you might learn something on this show if you play your cards right.
A guy called in talking about that, the deaf football team, that they would hit a snare drum or a bass drum. Yeah, exactly, Adam. They hit
Hi,
a
Adam.
snare drum or a bass drum, and they'd hear the vibration or they feel the vibration, and that's when they knew to go.
Huh.
Wow.
That's what he told me on the phone.
Totally fascinated. We have the best listeners. I'm telling you, we have the best listeners. You guys are wonderful. Thank you. I mean, where else do you get Waffle House knowledge? Where the huddle came from, the bass drum. My goodness. I mean, I'm at a loss for words. Evidently, so is
too.
Cam Ward because he's not talking.
I mean, my thing is just don't put a time.
Right.
Just say he'll talk after practice.
Oh man, I'll talk when
He'll
I
talk
talk.
when he gets there.
Hey, how about that Phyllis Diller? Ain't she something?
I will not be surprised if he goes at 3:00 or 3:15.
And then breaks like some great story, and then DVD
Yeah.
has it. I'm telling you. Let's see. Bud Adams died at like 9:04. We got off there like at 9:00.
Yeah.
There was another. Oh, George Jones. He died like at 9:01. We got off there at 9.
Mine was Shea Weber got traded for PK Subban at 2:54.
Right for the break.
Yeah,
Right into the
The
show.
next show. Because I look at the guy, Darren and Derek, and I'm like, oh, Shea Weber just got traded. And they're like, huh?
Where were you when I texted you about John Robinson? Were you on the
I
air?
was sitting right in this seat.
Right? Isn't that
And
crazy?
like literally, as you text me, I'm like, okay, so here's a funny story. So we know that I can get a little distracted sometimes, like with,
Right.
on the computer or whatever. And so you text me that. Cam Ward's up. I'll
All
tell
right.
this later.
Help the offensive line out when you're under duress?
I would say just continue to get through progressions faster, especially backside. Moving on from my first read pre-snap, then just giving my guys a chance because we won, especially Ellick and Red. They won a lot of the backside routes that I didn't get to, where I had to step up. And then just really getting better in the pocket, moving within the pocket, keeping a short stride, getting the ball out.
I think they officially timed it on a touchdown pass that jammed the ball for over 8 seconds. What did it feel like during that time? And maybe when you look back at it, is it pretty hard to believe that you held on the ball for 8 seconds and you're still able to get a pass on?
Oh no, it's something I've done before in my career. I think the best thing about it is that just the receivers and O-line, they continue to play outside of it. Especially receivers just running around the back of the end zone, finding space, and they give me the opportunity to throw it to Ellick. But that's something we practiced scrum drill and it came to life in the game.
That play, Camo, is that an example of you still being able to do what it is you want to do up there in the NFL the way you were in college?
I think so. I think the biggest difference from college to NFL is just the rush in the pocket. Whether it's from the D tackles or the defensive end, it gets there faster in college. But at the end of the day, you can make the same amount of plays.
What do you feel like you made the biggest stride from week 1 to week 2, and maybe what are some areas that got to go to another level for you guys to start scoring more winning games?
I think attention to detail, getting in and out of huddle as fast, and I also think just the overall urgency has to continue to go up each week. And then just emphasize scoring the football, not settling for field goals, and then just continue playing together.
What's the biggest thing that needs to change for you guys to finish strong in the second half and in the fourth quarter?
I just think we got to continue to play hard. At times, whether it's a low first or in the end of the game, whatever quarter it is, there could be a low there, but we just got to continue to fight through it. And that's something that, a coach can't coach you. You got to come within the locker room. We just got to continue to get better.
What are some of the things that stand out to you when you look at the Colts defense?
I think they play real hard, especially their defensive front. I think their DB core is solid. I think they know how to play well together. I just think overall defensively, their DC, he's going to put those guys in good situations. So, we got to end up making plays on the perimeter, making plays in the run game, and, continue to stay on schedule.
Callahan had mentioned that green light that you have, if Elliott is out there one-on-one, safety shaded over, et cetera. Like, how much do you like being able to have control of orchestrating a big play like that?
I like it a lot because it simplifies the game. At the end of the day, you can always take a one-on-one matchup. It's just really your guy versus their guy, and our guy got to win at the end of the day. So me and him going to continue to connect on plays like that. He reps those plays every day in practice. He knows what releases he loves doing. So he makes my job easier.
Knowing how much you do like to get vertical like that, there were a few times a lot that may have been open underneath and things like that. Like, is it tough to come off that vertical desire and go to some of those checkdowns sometimes?
No, it's not tough coming off of it. I think it's just more realizing faster, whether it's the coverage or whether it's the DB's playing so over the top of the receiver, you got to get through it faster. And so I just think just over time, the more we rep a play, the more, install we have on the plays, just continue to get better for me.
I know there are throwaways and drops that factor in, but when you see a completion percentage just a touch north of 50, does that concern you? And are you conscious of that number at all? You have a target or anything like that?
Nah, I really don't care about completion percentage. I want to score touchdowns. I want to win football games. We 0-2. And so, we just got to continue to stick to the process. We have to get a win this week in the divisional game. That matters a lot. Just try to, get the foot rolling.
Cam, how would you say you are embracing the divisional opener just in general, but also with it being against the Colts who are playing so well?
I embrace it a lot. The team embraces it. We know every divisional game, that's when best football has to be played both sides of the ball. So we know the stakes of this game. But at the end of the day, we just got to continue to play good football for 4 quarters. We can't, just play for good for 3 quarters. We got to continue to play the whole game.
How much did you know, Cam, about Alec's style of play way back when he was drafted, with you? How much did you know about that, and what have you learned about it since what have you learned about his style?
I knew a lot of him, especially him being in the Pac-12 at Stanford. I got a chance to play against him a couple times. But he's always been a physical receiver who's good at 50-50 balls, who can win off press man with his releases. I think he doesn't give enough credit for how fast he is and how it's supposed to be is. So it's good that, we were able to steal him. He's going to continue to make plays for us. But he for sure makes my job easier.
Brian brought up how comfortable you are giving feedback and receiving feedback from the coaching staff as you kind of figure out what works and what doesn't. How valuable have the games been to kind of determining that as far as the playbook versus what you guys may have seen out your practice?
It's been easier, especially with Callie giving me that authority, whether I like a play or I don't like a play, where I want to cut it throughout the week or if I want to leave it. But I think the best thing about it that, he's allowing me to every game just get more free and more free. He's opening up for me. He's making me see it from not only my point of view, but the whole perspective point of view, especially the play caller's point of view, his point of view. They also just continue to, put the ball in space, let my guys make plays.
What's the biggest key for you guys to extend drives this week, get into the end zone more than you have, and how can you influence the offensive game?
I would say where we're not the best at right now is probably once we hit midfield. It could be a load there, or before we get to the red zone. I think that's the more we got to emphasize, bringing our best ball, bringing more urgency right there. Just got to continue to, try to gain explosives in the run game and the pass game.
Do you feel like your teammates are matching your mentality, your intensity? Is that something you have to teach them to do, or is that something you kind of just want to see them come to on their own time?
Everybody has their own mentality. As a team, we have our own mentality. But I think the biggest thing is, like, we grown men. We don't really need someone to motivate us every day. We know what we signed up for. We just got to, lock in 4 quarters. We try to do that this week, try to get our first win.
Brian said that, your eyes usually are always downfield, even as you're moving in the pocket to try and create a play down the field. Do you feel like, though, that with this offense kind of struggling, maybe you're going to have to take off and use your legs a little bit more, maybe just to move the chains and get the team spark?
Nah, I think we average 4 yards a run. So I don't think I have to really run that much. I would say just really key situations or a certain coverage they play where I have to run and get a first down. But the scheme just allows us all to, play within our talents. So, I'm not too worried about that.
How problematic is DeForest Buckner's length for you? His interior line was about 6'6".
I mean, he's different, especially, what he's done in his career. He makes sure that, he tries to get his one-on-ones. But, I mean, he's someone that you have to get the ball out, fast against. Don't give him a chance to get started. And they really try to continue to play on schedule.
What adjustments can you make to kind of better protect the ball in the pocket? Obviously, you don't want to fumble if you have in the fourth quarter. Last game on Sunday. What adjustments do you think you can make there in that front?
Just keeping 2 hands on the ball. Just always knowing where my outlet is and, trying to get grass in the new stadium.
Who ended up with that football run from the first touchdown pass? What are you going to do with it?
I don't know yet. We're gonna see about that one. Me and Elliot still got to talk.
Still talking about it? Okay. He seemed like he was deferring to you, but
me and him still got to talk about it. I'm trying to get him a second one this week.
Callahan said he wanted to see more continuity up front. How have you kind of adjusted to what seems to be a little bit of plug and play, especially on that right side?
I think it's really my job helping them, especially with just the knowing why Coach Callahan is calling this certain play, and then also understanding the protection standpoint of it, and then just giving my guys a chance to make a play, getting it out fast, and just helping them out. Especially last week, I took a couple bad sacks when the ball should have been out. But that's just something that, I'm learning every day, playing with new guys, especially like you said, when you rotate the offensive linemen, then just, helping those guys out.
New grabs to anyone in particular on me, or is that just some kind of a joke?
Oh, no, I ain't mentioning yet. It'll get mentioned eventually. But, I mean, we practice on grass. Why we don't play on grass?
Last one, Court. This is Florida-Miami week. That was obviously a big week for you. You only got to play it one time, but your feelings on that memory and that rivalry?
That rivalry was, especially when I was there, it was way better than than the Florida State rivalry. Florida rivalry was way better than that one. But I think you know what Miami doing this year, especially offensively. Them boys, they still making plays out there. Carson have a hell of a year right now. And then defensively, them boys flying around, they're playing together. But I mean, we see which way Miami going. I think we all know where this game's gonna go. They got to come to Hard Rock, so it ain't easy to win over there at Hard Rock. Appreciate it.
That's Cam Ward, Titans quarterback, addressing the media today ahead of the Colts game coming up on Sunday. We'll come back and wrap that up and give you celebrity birthdays. And what day is it? Jason Big Joe, 102.5 The Game. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game here on this Wednesday, and Cam kind of being late did take a little bit of time. So we usually would do what day is it celebrity birthdays. We got to turn things over to DVD coming up next. Celebrity birthdays brought to you by Jarrett Companies Inc. Jarrett Fire Division covers all of your business's fire safety needs. Go to jarrettfire.com, above and beyond industry standards. Give us one.
One birthday?
One birthday.
How old is Phil Jackson today? The Bulls coach.
Phil Jackson, 77.
82.
80. Nick, you win. Good job.
Good job. There you go. Let's hit the mashup real quick. Because we're talking about breakdowns.
Yeah, it's embarrassing.
It is embarrassing, but you know what?
You
learn to love it because it's the best thing going today.
That's right. Woo! Keep the responses coming. We'll talk throughout the show about worst place you've been broken down. Speaking of broken down,
Bill Clinton.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I did not have. Okay. All right, good. Nice job. Talks a big game, but he's soft.
Yeah. There's some of that.
Yep. Big time.
Anyway, Cam Ward will. I don't know where to go from that,
but I think that's a good point, Bob. Don't go anywhere, Bob. I think, Bob, damn it. I think that
I kind of want to know what it's been like going into that first week compared to now going into week 3. Like,
okay.
How much has that slowed down for him? You know, does it feel the same? Is it now becoming more routine? Like, what's kind of the thought process he's going through as a quarterback?
I hope he gets asked about the Hunter comment.
Yeah.
Like, are you giving up the easy pass
analogy?
I'm hungry.
Singles win ball games too.
That's right.
Now, if the pitcher puts it right down the middle, then hell yeah. You swing for the fences, and if you miss it, you miss it. But like if they throw you, what's the old saying? Like if he hang it, I bang it, or something like that. I mean that.
Good Lord, this is a family show.
Not like that, damn it!
How in the world? Where is your mom listening?
No, she's teaching.
I hope
Dr.
not.
Crane just left. Like he just left.
I don't blame him. But this
you know what I'm trying to say.
Unacceptable. Nope, not happening. Thanks again, Rand.
Oh, great job, Dr. Crane. That is going to do it for us today. DVD coming up next.
As we always leave the show to our guys out there, if you are struggling, you need to talk to somebody on your cell phone, you can dial 988 or go to GameNashville.com. Click on the Chasing Big Joe show. We have a link there to Unity Psychiatric Care, professional, affordable help for you in our world. Look, I tell you all the time, our world is a better place because you are here. Please know that. Please believe that. Know that we love you. And more importantly, more than anything else in this world, God loves you.
Amen to that. Peace, love, rock and roll. Dan Orlovsky joins DVD at 3:20 here on 102.5 The Game.